Hi, I'm Richard Slade of the Seaward Group, and in this short video we're going to take you through the features of the Apollo 600 Plus portable appliance tester. So here we have the Apollo 600 Plus portable appliance tester. The Apollo 600 Plus is the flagship product in the Apollo range, and actually has all the same features as the 400 Plus and the 500 Plus with some extra add-ons. So the 600 Plus is ideally suited for anybody carrying out medium to high volume pat testing, and has the facility to record all your results. So again, anybody that's looking to remove the need for paperwork and administration, it's a fully automated tester. Anybody doing pat testing in-house or as an electrical contractor, obviously the 600 Plus is great, as I said, for the medium to high volume users. So starting off with some sort of physicalities of the instrument itself. As you can see here, we've got a full QWERTY keyboard and a HD colour display. Just swinging the unit around here, there is a rechargeable battery pack, so again you'll easily get a day's testing out of it. And in the 600 we've actually have the addition of the built-in camera. The built-in camera is obviously a great tool if you're simply just looking to log images of any assets that you're testing. But as importantly, if you're getting any sort of visual failures or defects to an appliance, you can store multiple images per asset. So if you're carrying out repairs and things like that, because the images are time, date and stamped, you can effectively do a before and after as proof of the repair and obviously ongoing equipment monitoring. Socket wise itself on the top here, obviously we've got the socket there for your appliance that you're testing to plug into. It does come with a 230 to 110 volt adapter for any 110 volt appliances you've got, and there's two USB sockets on the top here. So the small USB-B type there is obviously for your USB cable downloads, and we do have the facility to put in a USB memory stick. So if you've got engineers remotely or anything like that, or looking to take data transfers, files off the instrument, you can do so via the USB memory stick. The instrument itself is fully automated in terms of test sequences and test programs. So again, rather than having to know all of the individual tests and what your pass and fail parameters are on individual bits of equipment, they are all pre-programmed, covering a whole variety of electrical appliances in the test program sequences. These are user configurable, so if you want to set up your own to sort of take into account maybe long leads or any pre-programmed sequences, you can configure yourself also. The instrument itself will cover all requirements in the 4th edition IET Code of Practice, and that includes fixed appliances. So on the top here we have the socket for your test probe. Your second socket down here is dual purpose, so that can either be plugged into charge instrument, or if you're looking to carry out leakage tests, you can obviously plug it in the mains. But also it comes with two probes. If you do come across fixed appliances, you can actually use two probes there for your point-to-point test. It has the 250 volt insulation test, so if you are doing any sensitive IT equipment or any extension leads with surge protection devices, obviously we have the 250 volt insulation test capability, and it also has the RCD test. So if you've got plug-in RCDs or RCD protected extension leads, we have the facility to test the trip times there. Like all Apollo testers in the range, it does have Seaward's very own ZAP technology. So this is great for when you're carrying out earth continuity testing, because it means that you're always going to get consistent, reliable earth bond readings on every test. All of the asset information is logged in the instrument, so if you are looking to log things like sites, locations, asset descriptions, retest periods, rather than having it on pen and paperwork and manual records, you pre-store them in the tester or add them in the tester at the beginning of the test. It does have the facility for uploading, so when you are looking to carry out any of your retesting and subsequent testing after the first time round, you can upload data back into the instrument. So again, by simply tapping in the asset ID number or reading your barcode, it will recall all of those appliance details. Again, saving a lot of time and removing out any need for repetitive information logging. In addition to the sort of pat testing features, you can use the Apollo 600 to log other equipment that is maybe non-electrical. So if you are carrying out routine inspections or PPM, again, this typically is carried out using manual tick sheets or logging information on a spreadsheet, CSV spreadsheet. You can pre-program user test inspection forms or custom user tests. So again, things like ladders, you may be doing Legionella temperature checks, vehicle inspections, fire door checks, anything with routine inspections you can pre-program program, also giving it asset IDs and sites and locations. In addition to the PAT features on the 600, what you get above and beyond the 400 and the 500s, we've added in the universal risk assessment form, and we've also added in the emergency lighting and fire alarm certification. So again, moving away slightly from just being a portable appliance tester. The 600 itself can be used with associated accessories such as label printing systems and barcoding systems. And if it's used with the Test and Tag Elite 2 printer, then you do have the facility to read both 1D and 2D QR barcodes, again making retesting much more efficient and much faster. The 600 Plus will download to our PackGuard 3 software, and because all the information is actually logged within the instrument at point of test, there's zero manual input into PackGuard 3. So you simply just do a download, and within a matter of minutes you can produce your reports, your certification, invoices, anything like that. You can also use your 600 Plus and Bluetooth it with any smart device. So again, if you have engineers remotely, you can very easily and efficiently get your download data files back to the office, removing the need for the engineer to travel back or any downtime not out there testing. So to show you how quick and efficient it is to use the Apollo 600 Plus, we're going to carry out a test on this Class 1 kettle. I have the kettle plugged into the socket on the top of the PAT tester here. I have my crocodile clip connected to the exposed metal parts, the element inside the kettle, and of course we're going to ensure that our kettle is in the on position. So here we have the Apollo 600 Plus portable appliance tester. Like all Apollos in the range, I have the facility to use auto PAT mode or manual PAT mode. So in this instance we're going to go into the auto PAT mode option. So the first thing it's going to ask me for here is my appliance ID number. So I can either manually type the asset ID number in, I can barcode read number in, or one of the features within the Apollo 600 Plus is the facility to set the tester to auto increment. So every time I test a new appliance, it will just add an asset number on for me. The second box down here, we have our categories of equipment that we're testing. So as you can see, there's a whole host of options available here depending on the equipment that you're testing, but in this instance we're just going to be using the portable handheld Class 1 test option. I can then add in the site and the location of where the appliance is situated, and if I am in a room testing a number of appliances, the site and location will actually remain the same until I change it otherwise. The last option to add in then is your retest periods for your formal visual inspection and your combined inspection and test. One of the facilities that we have in the 600 Plus is the frequency test calculator. So by hitting the F3 key there, I can simply add in certain information about the appliance, so the environment, the equipment type, its class, and what it will actually do is indicate the recommended formal visual frequency and full test frequency. That risk assessment, frequency risk assessment there can then be attached to the asset, and it will also fill in my retest periods for me. So once I've collected the information on that particular appliance, I can then hit my F4 key and it will take me into the visual inspection. So you can see here we have the list as required in the 4th edition IET Code of Practice. So at this point I can pass and fail certain parts of the visual individually. I can log things such as the power rating of the appliance and the fuse size. But again, to speed things up, I do have my pass all key to obviously add a visual pass and everything. One thing that I mentioned earlier on in the video was obviously the Apollo 600 has the feature of the built-in camera. So at any point, if there is a visual failure, whether it be the plug or the flex, I can actually initiate hitting the F1 key there to capture an image of the damaged appliance, and again that will store with that asset. But in this instance, we're just going to hit pass all. So it will pass the visual inspection, and straight away it will go into my earth continuity test, give me a nice clear indication numerically and by colour of its test status, and then again straight into the insulation resistance test. At the end of the test, we then have our comments boxes. So at the top there, we can add in an asset description. So there I can type in K and kettle base come up. So it does have the added feature that if you have used asset descriptions previously, again, rather than typing in the same information over and over again, the test will remember any text line comments you want to make. And as you can see here, I've got mine set up where if I wished to, I could log make, model, serial number, but you can also use them for any added notes, record any repair logs or anything like that. So at the end of the test, once I've completed that, I can just hit my F4 key to save the information. And then obviously if you are using it with label printers and things like that, I do have the option to print the label off at the end of the test. Once I've done that, it's then stored in the memory of the tester, and it's be ready to download to PackGuard 3, and straight away I'm ready in the new test screen, ready for my next item.